This is Creating Grin. Join us as we play Dungeons and Dragons, the 5th edition, around ye old table, throwing dices of various sizes, telling stories, creating legacies, playing the game. My name is Eric. I will be your dungeon master for this chapter of our tale. With me as always, the Crit Crew, or two people, or two members of the Crit Crew in this very special episode, as we try to get them back from their predicament. On my left we have...
My name is Megan. I'm playing Liora Darkmantle. Current queen, former queen. I guess we'll find out.
My name is Ashley. I'm playing Flakes. My other tabaxi, this one's the ranger, the best friend. Far away from home. I'm gonna call myself like Snow of Flakes, like far traveler. Realm traveler?
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is chapter 34, The Stuff of Nightmares. So last we left off, recapping everything, you guys had rescued a busty wench from a werewolf's
From the Notes of
den.
Liora.
You found out her name was Alara. She had let you know she has a husband named Tenet, and that he was a hunter. You guys were traveling to their home, and you heard a gagging sound that she immediately identified as her husband, strangely enough.
Suspicious.
And you rushed into action to find a strange Shadowfellian-like creature choking out a human male you believe to be the husband. And that's where we pick up this episode. In combat, as we've already rolled initiative in a previous dimension. As I transition once again to the battle map. The initiative is set. The Shadowfell creature is going to go first, followed by Flakes, Liora, Alara, Tenet. As we pick up, the creature is going to release the garrote in which he or the garrote, or however you pronounce it. I say garrote. Garrote? What is it?
Yes.
rope?
Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure it's a garrote. Anyway, releases it. The human male falls. He is unconscious. The initiative begins with him pulling forth a short sword, holding his action. Let's see if the multiverse repeats itself this time. That'll be his turn. It'll be Flakes' turn.
Alright. Flakes is kind of going to take a side eye and look to Liora and say, are we killing this one, or...
If we don't kill it, it'll come back and get us later.
Okay, all for it. Killing it. There we go. I'm going to use my feline agility to move 40 feet, and I know this because I'm just so good at math.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we did this previously.
Take two.
And I'm going to get right behind...
The joys of podcasting.
that little Shadowfell creature.
Oh,
yeah,
surprising. He's going to use his held action.
What?
Let's try that again.
I'm so surprised.
Oh, he got the same thing, an 11. So he has a 16 total, which will miss.
It's like it was meant to be.
It's like fates. I'm going to roll the d12 too.
Every time I see his name, I just think of like an apartment tenant or something.
I'm not going to lie. I've been calling him David in my head this whole time. You know?
So he has an 11 on the attack. He will miss with a total of 16. So you take your turn, Flakes. Finish it up.
Okay. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Yay. He is
on
Hunter's
him.
marked.
So he is so marked now, mystically.
Oh, Queen. There's a Hunter's Mark in here somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that attack. Ooh.
I don't know which one it is.
Oh.
7,
You can put it on the creature.
15,
I had good lighting.
plus 10. That is a 27 to hit, good
You have
sir.
great lighting for the Shadowfell. 27 to hit, it will.
Okay. Oh, monkey. Okay. That is 1d6 for Hunter's Mark. 1d6 for the sword. And then 3d6 of poison damage. Because I've just been looting bodies and have a bunch of really fun stuff now.
Cool things, yep.
I don't know loot bodies.
Oh, I don't have my reroll the one thing. Oh well. People, just so you know, if you're gonna like die but then like still keep your character and like have like 3 different things going, pick things that are like different. Not like really, really similar cat creatures.
Right.
Alright. So 10, 15, 18, 22 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't know if it's partial poison, partial piercing. I don't know if it matters. Hopefully it doesn't.
No, it does not matter.
Okay,
It is going to be bleeding off that shot. It is wounded pretty badly. Still up, but second guessing his choices. Anything else?
No. The ferocious Flakes, the far traveler, is finished with her turn.
Leora, it'll be your turn.
What is the wife doing?
Well, she's, I think, a few feet, like 10 feet, trying to catch up to you because she was lagging behind as you guys ran, if I remember correctly. After reviewing
looking
the
like
previous
horrified
video.
or
Well, yeah, she's
Okay.
trying to get in there and help her husband.
Weirdly turned on. Like,
This is the Shadowfell.
10, 20.
I'm just saying, suspicious that she knows what.
Okay.
You should go the
I
other way
can't
to get
see.
into advantage.
Oh.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. We have like an inch thick piece of glass on here, and when you're looking at it at an angle,
Yeah,
No, it does. It's
throw you.
off.
It'll
There's-
throw you off. I have to put the glass to protect the TV.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
Especially with all the people that slam their hands.
Oh,
on
I
the
know.
stool.
All the time.
I'm going to stab with a short sword.
Let's do it.
You get advantage as well.
Because you're flanking.
17 plus 13.
Yeah, it's
30?
gonna hit.
Yep.
It's gonna hit.
30?
Plus 13. Whew. Okay. Fine, just flex on me there. I was feeling all...
This is the only character I've ever had that is level 20. Somebody won't let me have them.
I did. I'll let you have it this time.
5 and 7, 12.
Yeah, 12 points.
He's still up.
Oh, he's still up, but he's hurting pretty bad.
Murder it.
You got anything else?
All the things.
I do, but I kind of want to see what it's going to do.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure. Are you done then? Are you for
I
you
don't
ending
know.
your turn?
That's suspicious. I'm more suspicious of our DM than...
I know! I want to see what it's going to do.
Alright, well, she is going to rush to, let's see, this square here, if you want to put her mini on this square.
That's not really far. She's not,
Well, when she gets to that square, she's going to just, like, fall, like, shriek in horror, frightened as she sees her husband there, and then sees this creature near her husband. But remember,
This busty wench is useless.
she would be considered like a commoner. She doesn't have much fighting skills. I'm going to have her take the dodge action to try to protect herself in case this creature gets a little randy. And then Mr. Tennant is unconscious currently, incapacitated. So the Shadowfell creature will return to the top of the order on the second round of combat. He is now going to... There's wisp of shadow and vapor that come up from under his feet, and in a blink of an eye,
shadow steps.
he literally just teleports right behind the wife, Alara, Busty Winch, whatever we're calling her these days,
I think
busty
busty wench.
as he uses a technique called Shadow Teleport.
We kind of need her. Maybe.
I mean, she said the husband was the important one, right?
Okay. And that's what he, like, as he does that, he still has his short sword. Yep, that's what he's going to do. I'll leave it to Flakes now. But he's directly behind her. He would be using her as cover, essentially.
Oh, man.
She's like slow turning around and finger.
15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, I can get there. Okay, I don't hate her as much now. I was like, I'm gonna be just short. Because this bitch couldn't come 5 feet closer before she had her hysterics.
It's my job. I gotta use my pawns.
And then let's see what we get here. Oh, 19 plus 10, 29.
That's gonna hit.
Ooh. 12. Wow. Okay. I don't know what I did, but the dice are rewarding me today. 12, 18, 21, 26.
Okay,
Wow.
how do you want to end this creature's life? He had 11 left, so he is gone.
Nothing too fancy. I think I'm just gonna, like, a nice, like, slash right across the torso.
Okay. And he is going to just splay open, and all the gore and blood comes forth, and he's going to collapse to the ground, bleeding, dying, dead. She is going to, being Alara, is going to run towards the aid of her husband.
Okay,
Kneels
she's
down.
gotta scramble through the mud
There's
first.
the crack of thunder and lightning as the rain is pouring at this point. What do two of you want to do? There's no more combat.
For sure, nothing popping out of the woods.
Not yet.
I'm gonna, like, kick at the body, make sure he's, like, dead.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
And then I'm gonna root through his loincloth? I don't know.
Okay.
What else he got?
He has a rat hanging from his loincloth.
Like
by the tail.
Like the creature? Like, just
like a rat. Like he might have killed it or something, and it's got his tail kind of tied in a knot around his loincloth.
I don't know. Do I eat rats? Ew.
He has
cat.
the wonderful looking
Me.
short sword.
How wonderful. Like, better than a +2 poison short sword?
It doesn't look super fancy.
Okay. Oh, well, no, it was rusty and dented, and we needed our tetanus shot. Wait, that was another... that was the other universe. This one might be gleaming, I don't know.
He's got the garrote. He is not wearing any armor, which made him pretty easy to hit. But he does have a
Ooh, that sounds fun.
small stone on him. Doesn't look like a valuable gem, but just a polished stone.
Flakes is a little magic-y, whereas Runa is not. So Runa would have just picked it up, probably to her detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Flakes will actually take the garret.
Sure.
Is the rat like a good, juicy, plump rat, or
It's
like
been dead for a while.
Okay, no, I don't.
It's not fresh.
I only want fresh meat here. Thank you.
During this time, you'll look towards Alara, those of you who are kind of free to do so or not looking for rats. She's rooting through his side satchel and pulls out a bunch of medical supplies that he has. And using a very successful medicine check, is going to kind of stabilize what wounds he may have had around the neck and then kind of bring him to consciousness. He's got 1 HP. And he returns to consciousness. His voice is very raspy because he literally got almost choked to death. Mm-hmm. So his vocal cords are strained or damaged. There's a sudden embrace when his eyes open up. She's like hugging him and he's like trying to talk, but it's very muffled and quiet. Have you decided if you're taking the rat or not?
No, the rat does not meet Y quality assurance standards.
Okay. It's not FDA approved?
Right.
Okay.
We cannot keep the supply chain custody going on, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take the garrote
Yep.
thing
so it's
that
like a
chokes people. I don't know.
Yep. It's considered a melee weapon.
I say it is, in fact, I don't know how you spell it. I assume G-A-R, but maybe it's different.
Yep, G-A-R-R-O-T.
It was not in D&D Beyond for me to add.
It's essentially like a small piece of rope. It deals 1 dice 6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
And it causes the character to become grappled. Escaping on a DC
It's like a legit weapon.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
A DC 14 for you, and we'll crank it up a little bit more.
Add custom item.
How big is this tent?
It's enough for at least 2 people, as you guys are soaked to the bone in the rain. Also, there's more to this weapon. Until the grapple ends,
Oh, crap.
the target that you are basically choking out or using the garrote on will take 2d6 additional damage. Bludgeoning damage.
DC 14 strength check.
To escape. What are we doing? What you're confusing me here?
I'm confused. I can't type fast enough.
So once they're grappled, they're considered grappled as soon as you hit the target with it. They have to make a DC 14 escape check, essentially, which would be like strength or athletics base, or even what was the other one? Acrobatics, to try to escape a grapple. Until the grapple is ended, the target will take 2d6 additional bludgeoning damage points. At the start of each of your turns, you can't do anything else while you have that creature or target grappled in any way, if that makes sense. So, ta-da!
I'm gonna suggest maybe moving her husband into the tent.
Okay, so she helps him to his feet, and he's going to kind of very groggily kind of move, and she drags him into the tent. So the 2 of them are going into the tent. Ooh, my belly ground.
I'll have pizza.
It's pizza.
I guess I'll stand or try to sit, squat, whatever, in the opening to the tent so I can talk to them.
Sure.
So we were on the way to her homestead originally, right?
That is correct.
Through here. I'm gonna ask her how far away is it still from here?
Another 20-25 minutes.
Do you think he's stable enough to move?
Well, he's got 1 hit point. He will squeak out or raspily say, "I can travel."
You don't have any healing potions, do you?
Not for him.
I
I saw that
have
look.
nothing.
No.
He ain't special enough. I do have a cure wounds if we really want to throw one at him. Oh, first actually, I want a piece of paper so I can write that down because D&D Beyond hates me. Thanks. Garrett.
Yeah. To the front. Look at the pencils to the front. The sharpens one to the front.
I moved them all around.
That's great. See, I do things and you change up my strategies.
Well, if they were all sharp.
Is it a strength-based weapon, I'm guessing, then?
It is going to be a... strength melee weapon.
Can you remind me, originally, we were going with her to her home because her husband... Why? Did she say something originally about her husband?
He's gonna help us find a portal to get out.
Because he was a...
He's a hunter.
Yeah,
correct. Okay. He would be able to help you find a way out. That's what she said. And that wasn't a "that's what she said" joke. That was just literally...
Kids.
Yeah. So... what doing?
She's ready.
As the parrot would say, or the little bird would say, "What doing?"
Does the damage happen at the end of its turn or at the end of my turn?
No, it says, I'm pretty sure at the beginning, at the start of your turn. You can keep basically applying it until it escapes the grapple. And you can't do anything else.
Okay.
I want to ask him what he was doing out here.
He's going to kind of choke out, I was looking for her. That's what he says.
I assumed, but you never know.
She's like all petting on him and trying to comfort him and help him.
Investigate this smooth stone.
Okay.
Like for arcanic traces.
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like to see if there's anything magical about it.
Do.
Yeah, it's smooth.
It's a rock.
It tingles a little bit. It's wet in the rain.
Oh, was Flakes the one that tingled the... I have a shard of some magnetic battery crystal, I think, right? Yeah. No, that's Flakes. Sure, I'm gonna pick it up, you know.
Okay. Alright.
Any more tingles? Any mystical voices in my head?
Not currently. It's still tingly
Voices
rock.
in your head?
Smooth, tingly rock.
Wait, what?
So what's the
My inventory is going to be great. That's all that any fun teeth or things that I can add to my trophy necklace of.
Just the rat.
The rat is not impressive enough to add to my necklace of trophies. So
If you cut off its head, its skull will be cool at some point.
does it have a unique skull shape?
It has a rat skull.
Not the rat. I'm talking about the dude.
Oh.
I'm totally willing to do the dude.
Yeah, it's humanoid-ish, but it could make a cool trophy. I mean, how many people in the north have a Shadowfell creature's skull?
Not many. Not many.
You make a shrunken head out of it.
Ooh.
Shrunken head.
I've taken trophies before. Do I know how long it'll take to process this head?
Give me a nature check. Let's see if you know that. We're using all the obscure skill checks that no one uses.
Nature? That'll be a 19, good sir.
A couple weeks, you could get a good old shrunken head in a couple weeks.
You know what? I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Yep. Gonna start
Sawing away.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a lot of tendons and sinew and veins.
clean and dress my kill.
Well, the rain's helping, that's
Right.
for sure. It's not as gory.
Approximately 30 minutes to an hour later.
Does it look like the rain's gonna let up?
No, it looks like it's going to settle in.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, of course.
I guess I'm gonna wait till you're done.
What's the actual
So you look
term for this
over and she
creature?
starts the sawing process, and eventually she starts going whack, 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 trying to get through the spine.
That's where I officially sit down and just
Yeah.
scoot as far into this tent as I can.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she'll come. Where are you putting this head? Are you tying it on your belt, or are you putting it in a satchel, or?
Yeah, I'll probably like a makeshift satchel. You know, so
Sure.
it's not like just leaking
Sure.
fluid down the back of my pants leg
Sounds like a good
as I
idea.
tie it to my belt.
Okay. So you'll approach the tent. You'll see Liora trying to squeeze into this tiny little one-ish, two-ish person tent as they are in there kind of dry. You are a drenched feline.
Yeah. I mean,
If you're ready to go, I was just sitting there waiting.
yeah. I'm ready to head out. I got everything I need.
Okay. So she is going to start helping him, and she starts to try to, take the tent down. And he's like, "Don't worry about the tent. I'll come back for it later. I'm not worried about the tent."
I agree.
So they will gather what gear they have, or he has. He will probably arm her with a dagger since he has a few extra weapons. So now she has a
We gave her,
weapon,
what did we give her?
a robe, or some sort of clothing or something.
We gave her a crossbow.
Yeah, a crossbow. We gave her a crossbow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now she has the crossbow and a dagger, and in a couple minutes I'll have everything packed up, and then you guys will plunge into the not letting up rain and begin to march in the direction where the king is, which would be on the eastern side of the screen.
Can we use a nature check to try to hide our trail?
You can if you'd like. More survival.
15.
Yeah, you do what you can. The rain's going to age you out, so it's not as hard. You'll obscure it enough to where it's going to be challenging to try to track you. And you'll march for the next 15-20 minutes. When you do, through the rain, you actually will be able to hear the sound of rushing water or fast-moving water, not just rain. And you will see in the distance kind of a stone bridge kind of archway that gets illuminated by a flash of lightning. And then you will see the silhouette of a cozy little cottage. As I will go ahead and change over to our map, I hope. You may have to zoom it in as the rain increases in intensity.
Can I take this initiative down?
Yes, you can pull the initiative down. As there is a large overflowing creek or small river now with the rain. You can put this tiny little homestead very carefully. Take that, and you
I just want to know, he legitimately set a tent up 20 minutes away from his house.
Yeah. Weather.
Where's this go?
Right around where that ping is. The door is going to face kind of this direction here. So try to squeeze it in the best you can. And that is it. You'll cross the bridge, and you guys will make your way to the homestead. You can take the roof off of the homestead. When you enter into the homestead, you're going to see, it's dark. It hasn't been used in quite some time. There is a little rug on the floor. There is a bunk bed and a small little kitchen and a small little table. It's just a 2-room little cabin that was constructed by this little river.
A bunk bed?
A bunk bed.
A bunk bed.
It's an abomination.
Well, the 2 of them are small enough they can sleep on one of the beds. They just have an extra for a guest if need be. My goodness.
I'm going to take the top bunk.
Sure. Sure. They welcome you in. He immediately kind of goes and sits down on the bed as he's still trying to recuperate from almost being choked out. And she is going to start throwing some wood onto this. I think there's a little stove in there, a little wood burning stove that she's going to try to get a little heat and light going. And she's going to start quickly kind of preparing warm drinks and foods and things like that to combat the bone chilling rain you guys have been dealing with. And then she is going to start lighting candles as the stove is heating up. Within probably 15 to 20 minutes, it starts to get cozy in there. The stove starts to heat up pretty good. There's enough light to kind of feel warm and inviting. He's going to start kind of stripping out of his clothes modestly, but he's going to get as much of the wet clothing off as he can, and they'll kind of like toss it towards where the stove is to dry out. And you'll see her go grab a rope or a line and kind of tie it in there where they have like hooks on the walls, like a dry line, and they'll throw things over it like that. It's not much, is what he finally says, without as much strain on his voice, but make yourselves at home, which you guys are kind of doing already.
Yep.
So, what are you going to do inside this cozy little cottage as the rain continues to pour on the outsides?
I'll start toweling off, I suppose.
Don't you just shake like a cat?
Yeah, well, see, I don't want to do that, because then it would get all of us wet.
So he will provide you with something to dry off with. He'll have some sort of modest towel or something like that,
and
cloth.
I'll, take everything else out and start.
I'm assuming you guys will kind of take any armors off to let dry out, or do you keep them on? I don't know what your plan is.
I'm keep mine on, but I'm gonna sit, I don't know, against a wall near the fire somewhere
Sure.
without like being close enough to burn myself.
Mm-hmm. You will definitely notice one thing now that there's kind of warmth and light. You are going to get a better look at both of these people, and you're going to see that they're on the paler side. Like their color is not very warm and vibrant. If that makes sense. They're not undead or dying that you're aware of, but they're very pale and kind of, some sunken features or darkened circles around the eyes and things. Very subtle, not like drastic or alarming, but you get the sense that this place is definitely affecting or having an effect on things that live here. Alara is going to eventually have a cup of hot tea that she's going to pour for everyone to kind of help warm you up, as she has got some water boiling and such. And she's going to look at you. She says, "My apologies, I don't have much here to eat," but she offers a ration to each of, or the equivalent of like a ration for each of you to have a meal. And then she's trying like a home. I don't know what I'll say, like a caretaker of a home or such of that, as she's going to like gather fresh sheets or blankets or whatever she has. They would be on the poor side of things, but she's very modest about it as far as like it's not much. Like she says, it's not much, but it's the best we have, kind of. And she's offering hospitality and trying to make the top bunk up for whomever, either both of you, one of you, whomever's the situation is he's going to just like take off his boots, stretch out. He's got his shirt off, and you can see there's multiple scars where he's encountered different things, and they're rough looking, to where he's probably like sewed them up himself or had somebody else do it on the field. Beard kind of matted, a little bit of gray in it. His hair is all wet and matted. It's about shoulder length, as he just kind of groans a little bit in pain.
I thank her for her hospitality. But I guess like not to like be insensitive, but we're kind of in a hurry. And kind of
Oh, that's right, is what she's going to say.
just some
Tenant, these are the people that helped rescue me from this, and they're looking for a way out of this place. And I thought you might be able to help them, so I kind of offered your services, is what she says. And he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit.
I know, right?
He rolls his eyes a little bit, but there's a smirk. Like, this is nothing new to him. And he kind of sits up a little bit, and he says, "Well, talk to me. Tell me, what do you need from me? What can I do to repay you for saving her?"
I'll say I think we're in like another realm, dimension, place. I don't know which one I'm going for.
He doesn't seem to be confused, to where Alara was a little like more confused or whatever. He says, "Go on," with a little bit of a smile. "Where do you hail from?"
Stygian.
No, aren't we on Stygian? No, we're on Stygian. And we're from Stygian. Okay.
So you're from the material plane, is what he's going to say,
one.
which surprises you that he knows. But he knows.
Are you from the material plane?
I have traveled to the material plane.
Have you ever thought about staying there?
There's more lucrative opportunities here in the Shadowfell, is what he'll say. There's a whole lot of valuable treasures and relics that people pay a lot of money to get their hands on. That's what he'll
Because
say.
clearly you're rolling in the riches as I look around this.
I like to live modestly,
Oh, don't. We're trying to get out of here.
is what he says. I
That'd be a
have
really cute
everything.
It would be. We could definitely get in the market
What's
for
an
this.
Airbnb? Anyway,
I said this would be a really cute Airbnb.
Yeah.
you work on that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna be like, material plane. So what's this plane?
This is referred to as the Shadowfell, the Shadow Fae, the realm of shadows. So he begins to actually
Shadow
speak.
plane?
Yep. Shadowfell, Shadow Plane, or Realm of Shadows. And he speaks a little bit more educated than I'm probably sure you anticipated him to be, as he's going to say, basically kind of giving a quick description. Like, there's the middle, which would be the material, and then there's layers of other places in between the middle, to kind of give a description of everything. So you get a gist that he knows kind of what's going on.
Is Flake's a good student? She's interested. She's like
During-
raptly attention.
During
She's
the
great.
conversation, Alara's going to chime in, and you're going to get the gist that he met her here, which is why he likes it here, and he lives modestly. She was here for whatever reason. Unless you
Are there
wanna
not
dive.
normal people here? Do people come from elsewhere?
People come here sometimes and never leave here, is what he's going to say. We don't have a whole lot of time since you're in a hurry, is what he says. There are ways, little veils and different kind of, where the veil is thin so you can travel between these planes.
Oh, good. Yeah, we definitely
There
want one of those.
is one fairly close by.
Oh, good. Man, I have some stories to tell.
Within a day,
Oh, God.
but it is guarded, is what he'll say.
Oh boy.
By your friends?
No, by shadow giants, is what he says.
Ooh. Sorry, let me get off of my Wikipedia page on how to make a shrunken head. Just so everyone knows if they're curious, I need tannins, so herbs like, tea.
Mm-hmm.
And then you boil it in that, and you dry it with hot rocks and sand to mold it to retain its features. So,
The more you know, dude.
more you know. Probably not gonna do that with it. Probably just...
No, I'm
Take
not
the
having a whole
skull.
episode of shrinking the head. Sorry. Unless we hit 500 subscribers, then I'll give you the shrunken head episode. But anyway, you get the gist that this person is very, like I said, he's very modest. He's very intelligent. He seems to know what you're talking about.
Does he know a King Ormond or a Jarl Roxthorn?
Negative.
Damn it.
No.
Do we know?
Not
the-
here,
do we know
not
the
here.
Shadow Giants realm? The king guy's
I
name?
think they're from here, aren't they?
Well, I mean, those
The Shadow Giants.
Did we ever hear his name?
You guys. I would say.
I was his captive. People talk about
I
it.
would say you would know that the king's name is King Sulfurius.
Yes, that was the
Sulfurius.
first thing on my notes.
Correct. That would have been the same person that you heard in the cave talking to other shadow giants. And yes, you would know that they were from here.
So his right-hand man was Ormond.
No.
No, Ormond is going to pay. They're going to gather the remaining Shadow Giants and make King Ormond play.
Correct.
And they're traveling north to deal with Jarl Roxthorn and his elk.
Very good.
See, I have
Notes.
all that. It just isn't in
Really shorthand.
It's
really
just in
shorthand.
words
Just
that
3
don't
words.
make any sense.
Like
Elk,
Busty Wench.
Elk,
Oh,
Jarl,
but
Ormond.
Alora got
Busty
full.
wench.
Busty wench.
Oh.
During this time, Alora would have also changed into some more
Sulfurous?
warm and proper clothing.
Ferrous?
Sulfurious.
Sulfurious.
Yes. Like Sulfur and Furious had a baby, and they called it Sulfurious.
That makes sense, yeah. he's pretty grumpy.
He's angry.
Can I call him King Grumpy Butt?
Cool. Whatever.
Probably not to his face. That'd probably be frowned upon. I'm gonna say King Sulfurious. Does that ring a bell?
So, at that point, then he does peek up and say, yes, there have been some close calls or encounters with that person. He was typically accompanied with a female drow.
Here?
Much like yourself.
Like here in this realm?
Yes, they would come
Oh yeah,
and
because
go.
remember when
It seemed as if they
use
knew
this as their own little portal.
exactly, as if they knew where they were navigating to and from. They spent a lot of time in the Badlands, which I don't like to go to. It's very desolate, and if you think this was dangerous, it's way worse in the Badlands.
What's there that they were going to?
I didn't ask questions. I tried to avoid them.
Are
Have
these?
you ever fought a shadow giant?
Yeah, unfortunately, several times. It's not pleasant.
I try to avoid that. It keeps me on the living side a little longer.
So these shadow giants that are guarding this portal that we need to go home, are they under King Sulfurious or different
So,
tribe?
here's what I can tell you also. These shadow giants were really non-existent here in the Shadowfell until probably, and he gives a time that coincides roughly about the time that you had your falling out with your consort, which is the Empress, self-proclaimed Empress. Right. So the timeline lines up. And then he goes on to say, like, after that, they were more frequent, and then they would travel with small armies, is what he calls them, like more creatures or drow like yourself, is what he'll say, and other creatures like shadow goblins, which are found in the Badlands. And
Shadow giants are from this plane, though, right? Normally, or are they from our plane?
So let me roll for this to see how much I can.
Well, I
do.
had assumed that shadow giants
That's what I
Shadowfell,
assumed,
that they
but
were
then
from
he said
here.
they weren't there.
So he's gonna explain to you, he best he can. He rolled pretty good. He's gonna say this area affects things. The longer that you're in it, the more you're going to evolve and change.
So
If you two stayed an extended period of time, you would change to fit the realm, essentially,
Ooh,
or the
how
layer, or
long?
the plane.
No.
What? I want to be a shadow tabaxi. Do you see all the
I
cool
mean,
wispy things they do?
He will even show you, like, he can show you, like, a picture of himself that he would have had done. And you can see that there's a lot more color to his cheeks and things like that. So you can see the difference. And he says it begins to kind of basically transform you.
I'd look like Runa. It'd be so much fun. Like, how long do we have to
Oh
stay?
my gosh.
You have to spend a significant amount of time here for sure. I've been here and he looks over to Alara and she's like 15 seasons or terms or whatever. So you're 15 years equivalent. She kind of gives
I can give you a home if you want to get out of here.
I'm fine with where I am, is what he'll say. And she kind of like comes to him and she like sits down next to him and pets him a little bit.
Oh,
And you
they're all
get
cute,
it
lovey-dovey.
essentially.
Look at it. Ugh.
He's staying here for her. She doesn't
Disgusting.
want to leave.
This is like living in Seattle.
Blech.
I was gonna say minus the rain, but it's currently raining.
Pass.
Like, did you notice that, like, you know, maybe a couple months? I don't want to be here a couple months
15
either.
seasons. That's like... Are there 4 seasons in a year? Is that a thing?
You would assume so, yeah.
That's like a lot of years.
I know. But I really want to be a shadow tabaxi. Okay, we'll put it on the to-do list for later.
Okay. Anyway, like you said, there has been an increased amount of activity that has been traveling from the material plane into this plane. So, yeah, I've tried to avoid it, but it's getting more challenging. And like I said, the place I can take you to, it is guarded. So
Is
they
there
definitely
another one
use it.
not guarded that's maybe a little further away? You know, a couple months where we just get some shadow powers.
I mean, there is one place. It's at the top of a peak of a mountain, and it's about a week's travel, and it's a pretty tough trip. It's not guarded.
Is it
I love
guarded?
mountains. They're great.
It's not guarded as far as I know, but there are a lot of things like yetis and trolls and other type of shadowy creatures that could be in different
Flakes does not
terrain.
look deterred.
I know. That's probably right up your...
Right? Exactly.
Your environment.
Like checking my boxes.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the same par with you. I'd rather not do the Shadow Giants. Are you gonna take us here?
Like I will take you there, but I'm not gonna mess with it. Like I can lead you and point you in the right direction.
Right.
How do we use the portal?
You walk through it, is what he'll say.
Just like
It's
the
going
last
to be
one.
the
Okay, well,
darkest.
the last one was really weird.
He's going to tell you it's going to be the darkest part of Shadow. It's going to be darker than Shadow, darker than dark. He said, I know that sounds strange, but it is.
Was
and
the
when
other
you
one that way?
press through it, it's going to
Yeah?
feel very gelatinous. That's what he says. Very
Yeah.
thick.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's you're literally pushing between plane, walking through.
Yes.
Okay. Planeswalker. Ooh, I like that. Flakes Planeswalker.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Magic the Gathering.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's a thing from somewhere.
Flakes is gonna like, oh darn. She's determined to
I
come
think
up with
that's
a really
a
cool
class
name.
on here too, isn't it?
It's
For
because
something?
there's Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
you can play
Yes.
from.
Yeah, they have like a whole Magic the Gathering book for
Right.
yeah.
On B&B Beyond.
What is it? I don't remember the name
B&B
of it.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I opt for the mountain.
Do you want to trek to the mountains?
Not really, but
Look,
given
we're
the
like
options,
done and done again with shadow giants. Give me a yeti or a troll any old day. Unless they're like
I'm just
weird yeti. I
I'm
don't know,
just letting
maybe
you
they're
know.
worse.
don't challenge him.
I'm just letting you know. There could be worse up there. It's just what I've encountered, and I typically don't venture into the mountains.
I feel like the DM is warning us to not
Is
go
there
into
a
the
way to
mountains.
sneak around the shadow giants without fighting them?
He looks at you and says it just depends on how skilled you are at sneaking.
But I mean, like, are they like
I'm super sneaky.
sitting down and right in front of the portals where you have to walk through them, or are
There's the last time that I was in that area, there was one of them who had a camp set up, and that was just kind of guarding the area in general.
they? How sneaky are you?
I'm very confident in my sneakiness.
Maybe we can just sneak by them.
Because it always goes well in this game.
Always so well.
I have done this for a long time, and I've yet to have an entire group or more than one
There's
person
only two of us.
If all else fails,
Successfully
we can just run
navigate-
for it.
Yep. Mhm.
stealthily pass something like that.
How do you kill a shadow giant? I should probably know.
It's real difficult, but I mean, you poke it enough times, and then you don't let it smash you into the ground enough times.
Can you bottle the shadow?
Yes, I can like drink it later.
No, you cannot bottle the shadow.
Oh.
No.
It's a good thought.
What if I like ate
Ew,
a shadow creature?
ew.
With that like ingesting the shadows?
Can you inhale the shadow?
I'm not sure
Can I, like,
what they
waft a
teach
shadow?
you on the material plane on how to become something, but no, it's not going to speed up the process.
It's very
It's just
unfortunate.
evolution of time spent in this gloomy place.
I mean, we don't even know if you have a kingdom to go back to.
We gotta go back. You can't stay here forever.
We can go. I know. I don't want to stay forever. Just
Well, she's got a lot of people that she needs to know if they're alive or not. She's
Yeah.
got brothers and cousins and siblings, and that is a brother.
Don't you want to know what happened to the city?
don't you want to be a shadow drow?
No. I want to go back to my forest.
That's unfortunate.
I moved out of the Underdark for a reason.
Can you give me a map of like ways to get back? Just in case I want to visit again, David. Tenet.
So you want to know all the locations so you can pick and choose? Like, I'm confused. He looks a little... It might be the damage to my throat cutting off the oxygen to my brain. What are we
A
going
map of
for?
portals.
Yeah. In case I, bring it.
Okay,
Like,
so he pulls out a map. The map is a mirrored map, essentially, of Stygian. So it's very familiar, except like every other television show and book and whatever, it's just reversed. Everything is dark or gloomy. The names are slightly
It must
edgy
be
and
really
different.
dark then.
What?
I said Stygian's already dark. It must be
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you
super
have
gloomy.
Teardal would be something like the Badlands, essentially, is what you'll see. Is
That's the
where
Badlands?
Teardal
We
would
should go to
be
the
the
Badlands.
Badlands. It's very bad there.
hence the Badlands.
That's what it's called. I'm just forewarning you. I'd rather take a trip into the mountains with you and risk my life there as go to the Badlands. There are a lot of scary things in there. And it's a lot of mental fuckery, is what he says. There's no other way to put it. It's just very bad.
Aside from
mind.
staying
Okay,
here,
so I'm gonna like make a really crude map of where some portals are,
oh, hold on.
Okay. Well,
or do you have a
he
map?
will-
and I'll mark them on
I
your map.
can give you a map.
Oh yeah, I want one totally. I'm gonna have
let's
to add
see.
so much to my inventory for this character I'm never gonna play again.
Let's switch over to the exploration map.
Ooh.
So this is kind
Just
of...
kidding.
Let me change over so if anybody's still watching this video can follow along. Alright, so you guys can zoom in so that those people trying to watch it can.
To anything else specifically?
Just enlarge it enough to where you can fill the screen there.
I can't.
Did you break it?
There we go.
There you
I
go.
don't. program.
You don't computer? Okay,
Computering.
so
Not this one.
Tyrdal essentially is going to be called the Badlands.
Okay.
It's, he pulls out the map he shows you. You're going to basically see that there is going to be a portal here. Did it ping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's going to be the one in the mountains, and then the one that's kind of like close to a day's trip is going to be over in this area. So let's say where that token is. You got that?
So the first one was the mountains?
This is the shadow giant guarded one. Right here.
Did you guys kill?
This one is the...
He's showing us this on an actual map, right?
This is a map of the Shadowfell, or Stygian.
Did you guys kill the shadow giant? You wouldn't know because you weren't there.
Nope.
Did you go through the waterfall when you
Okay.
were captured?
So this one is where? Where does this one pop out over here?
That's gonna... He'll tell you that that'll
That's
put
the
you out
mountain.
in a waterfall region.
Yeah.
Oh,
is what it'll
waterfall
say.
region. Okay.
Right.
So, but where is it here?
So it's a day away from where he currently is, where you're at right now, his homestead.
Are these portals one way?
Some of them are,
Okay. Okay.
others are two-way. The one that's being guarded is two-way because they keep using it to go back and forth.
And that's where is it here? A day's away from
From...
house in a field.
Correct.
Legit
Cozy
coming back.
River Lodge. That's what he says.
Away from
Airbnb listing.
Cozy River Lodge.
When you were captured in the Underdark.
Yep.
I don't know how much you remember of that.
A lot of walking through caves.
Where did you come back up?
They would have came back up the waterfall.
Oh, waterfall. Yep.
Do you remember seeing any giants there?
Yeah.
Yep,
Lots.
it's true. There was a couple, for sure. That's where the revolt took place.
Yep.
What was this option down here?
This option over here...
Yeah.
Hang on. I'll put the token on the map. There you go. That's the mountains.
I'm leaving it up to you.
If you leave it up to her, she's going to sit here for a month.
I said aside from sitting here for any length of time.
Any length of time, like not even a little bit, just to like test my theory.
We are leaving this cabin within 24 hours.
After a long rest.
Yes. Although I really don't need one.
A cabin or a long rest?
The long rest.
Oh.
As we butchered the creature.
So where was our one-way thing portal that we did?
That was right below the city.
So
remember?
yes, correct. You would have been like here-ish, like kind of close to the Badlands. Like if you would have went another direction, like maybe towards the western side of this road, within half a day or so, you would have been entering into the Badlands.
Okay, so we was over here. That was a one-way portal. The one that's in the mountains, is that a one-way or a two-way portal?
I don't know. I know it exists, but I didn't travel it.
Do you know it at least goes the other way? Like from here to there?
I just found it. He didn't test it. Let's play evens and odds.
I love that game.
I wasn't. Do you want evens or odds?
Neither.
Okay, then I'll make a decision for you. Evens, yes. Odds, no. Okay. So he'll say, strangely enough, my brain started working again as the oxygen has returned. He says, I do remember throwing a rock through, so I would assume that you can
So
at
it
least go
goes
through.
one way.
Yes.
The mountain portal?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
But it is in a very large cavern that may or may not house something.
Oh.
Because it's been a while since I've been there, is what he's going to say.
It's basically pick what you want to fight. Do you want to fight shadow giants, or do you want to fight some other random mountain creature?
Okay, I'm gonna ask them. So, Shadowfell changes things, right? Okay. Shadow giants or Yeti trolls, which is bigger?
Shadow giants are a little bit more hardier. Yeti trolls, Yeti/trolls, not Yeti trolls. That's a good idea.
Oh god.
Trolls.
They are a little bit more. Well, you're in their layers or terrain, so it could be just as challenging. Considering you get things like lair actions and stuff out of game there.
I feel like the camp is.
I wish we could phone a friend.
If you're trying to get
Where
back,
in the waterfall? Have you ever been through that one, or you said you haven't been through that one?
so it dumps you out into this cavern under the waterfall. That's
Okay.
what he'll tell you. He gives a description that's going to let your memory trigger to where you remember the waterfall was shaped almost like a horseshoe or a U. There was the waterfall. Megan, you should know this. You helped me build the map.
I did build the map.
Yeah. So you go underneath the waterfall, and there's a small entrance on the other side. Well, inside that cavern, that small little U-shaped cavern, there was kind of an opening in like the back wall that kind of faded into the darkness. So it would be there. Does that make sense?
What kind of magic do you have?
Not a lot. Some healing, some nature-inspired magic.
So no, like, dimension door or anything like that?
Oh no. What's a dimension door?
Magic.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think we're stuck fighting things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we could scout out the closer one, and if we don't think we can, then we go into the mountains.
I feel like there's a scheme to stay here longer.
For me?
That's fine. Let's scout out the waterfall.
Oh, good.
So you guys are going to
I know what the other end looks like.
You're going to settle in for a long rest, giving him an opportunity to kind of heal and get himself back together.
Ooh, cool. I'm gonna put some more, probably healing spells into my ring.
And since you guys are going to do that, I think this is a good point to stop this particular chapter of the tale. So stay tuned, see what happens. We have new episodes every Friday on YouTube. We're on podcast formats on most platforms. Just check it out, subscribe, listen, like, all the things. Help us grow if you like what you've seen. And let's see if these two can get out of this predicament, or they stay and open an Airbnb and get shadow powers. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.